Do you want to know where PE firms are actually putting their money? Here are the real deals that prove these megatrends aren't just theory. They're defining the next decade of growth. If we haven't met, I'm Arania. I've been a chief marketing officer and C-level leader responsible for businesses worth $500 million plus and global teams in the hundreds. If you like this content, please hit follow and let's go on this learning journey together. Let's look at where the capital is flowing. These aren't projections, but these are real transactions that signal where private equity sees long-term value. In women's health, we're seeing an explosion of investment across menopause, fertility, and reproductive care. PE firms have backed platforms like MIDI Health, which recently raised over $100 million to scale its virtual menopause clinics, and Kindbody, valued at more than $1.8 billion for its integrated fertility and wellness model. These are not niche plays. They're building the infrastructure for the women's health economy. In home-based and senior care, firms like KKR and Harrison Street have expanded aggressively into senior living portfolios and technology-enabled home care. KKR's acquisition of Benchmark Senior Living and Harrison Street's expansion into memory care facilities reflect long-term conviction in aging demographics. In health tech and digital wellness, Carlisle General Atlantic and L. Catterton have all made sizable moves into telehealth and mental health platforms serving Gen Z and millennials, from therapy on demand services to AI-driven wellness coaching. Even pet care is seeing a private equity boom, with firms like TA Associates and JAB Holding Company consolidating veterinary and specialty care pet service chains, responding to the pets as family spending trend that's driving double-digit growth annually. These are not random bets. These are responses to demographic certainty, aging populations, women's health gaps, the mental health crisis, and evolving household priorities. Institutional capital is locking into the same forces that reshape how people live, age, and consume care. Because the demand isn't cyclical, it's structural. I've seen this pattern repeatedly in my corporate work and recently in private equity conversations. The same megatrend analyses that we use in the boardroom are now informing where billions of dollars flow. Here's what's powerful, in my opinion. When private equity moves into a space, it doesn't mean it's saturated, it means it's validated. The gaps they haven't filled yet are often the best entry points for smart operators and investors. That's why the insights I share are not forecasts. They reflect how capital is already moving and where new entrants still have room to participate with purpose and precision. If you'd like to see how these examples connect across all 9 megatrends, I've outlined them in a concise guide. It highlights the market sizes, the structural demand drivers, and the sectors where white space still exists. And there's plenty of it. You'll find it linked in my profile. Not as a pitch, but as context. Because once you understand where the world is heading, you'll start to see opportunity everywhere.